is happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys could probably already tell that it is going down. Just by that title alone, you guys are definitely going to want to check this one out. So we got tons of drama surrounding DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Supposedly she was supposed to get fired from her position at DHS, but instead President Donald Trump opted out from removing her from the administration and awarded her a promotion, guys. I'm excited to get into what's going on, the new details, so we're going to hop straight into it.
A difficult couple of days on Capitol Hill in both the House and the Senate for Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary. She is being replaced. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen is now going to take over her job. The president making the announcement on Truth Social just a short time ago. He writes, quote, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st of this year. The current Secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, which is a new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere that they're announcing on Saturday at Doral in Florida. The president says, "I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland."
All right, folks, so this is huge news. Tons of stuff buzzing around the net around Kristi Noem. Supposedly getting fired is what the Dems are calling it, but Kristi Noem doesn't seem the least a bit upset about this move. I want you guys to check out her firsthand reaction to this newest move.
We have official reaction now from Secretary Noem. She has posted this to X. "Thank you, POTUS, for appointing me as the special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. Secretary Rubio and Secretary of War are incredible leaders, and I look forward to working with them closely to dismantle cartels that have poured drugs into our nation and killed our children and grandchildren. The Western Hemisphere is absolutely critical for U.S. security. In this new role, I will be able to build on the partnerships, the national security expertise I forged over the last 13 months as the Secretary of Homeland Security. We have made historic accomplishments at the Department of Homeland Security to make America safe again. We delivered the most secure border in American history. 3 million illegal aliens have left the U.S. We've located 145,000 children. FEMA delivered disaster relief at a 100% faster rate. We ushered in the golden age of travel, saved the American taxpayer $13 billion, and revitalized the U.S. Coast Guard." So Kristi Noem just posting that to X moments ago.
Definitely glad to see that Kristi Noem isn't too down on herself about this newest move. Being replaced as the DHS secretary. Now she's moved on to a new role as a special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. And now she's pledging to work alongside Secretary Marco Rubio and Secretary Pete Hegseth to dismantle cartels. And honestly, it doesn't sound like too bad of a move. I mean, this is sort of along the lines of what she was doing at DHS, but now she doesn't have to deal with all the scrutiny coming from the Democrats. And speaking of scrutiny coming from the Democrats, I want you guys to take a look at the reaction from the Dems. We now have Democrats like J.B. Pritzker, the Illinois governor, and Hakeem Jeffries celebrating.
"Hey, Kristi Noem, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Here's your legacy: corruption and chaos, parents and children tear-gassed, moms and nurses, U.S. citizens getting shot in the face. Now that you're gone, don't think you get to just walk away. I guarantee you, you will still be held accountable."
Kristi Noem has been fired, consistent with what we have demanded on behalf of the American people. But let me also make clear, a change in personnel is not sufficient. We need a change in policy. And that has to be bold, dramatic, transformational, and meaningful.
Okay, folks, so even when the Dems get what they want, they still have something to complain about. It's like they're never happy. We see President Donald Trump's giving in to the demands to get rid of Kristi Noem, take her out of the spotlight at least. He's shielding her from the constant belittling from the Dems, and now she's been removed, and they're still saying that it's not enough. They need to dismantle DHS as a whole. You just can't make this stuff up with these folks. But I want to flip over to the brighter side of this whole situation. We got Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, the appointee from President Donald Trump to replace Kristi Noem. I want you guys to check out what he had to say after the big announcement.
Senator, Senator Mullen, what are you most excited about getting to work on in the new Trump administration?
Getting to work with an administration that cares about America, putting the American people first, not trying to put their party first. Right? The Biden administration weaponized this government to go against their political foes. President Trump being the top of their list. We got to get focused for America again, and President Trump has already said that. He's made that a staple of his campaign. He's making that a staple of his presidency too.
Is there any chance to get some legislation passed on immigration?
Yes, I really do. I think we got a really good choice, a really good chance to get that done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
There's our new guy, Mark Wayne Mullen, senator from Oklahoma. They're saying, yeehaw. President Trump has chosen the great senator from Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, to replace Kristi Noem as Secretary of Homeland Security. Had a chance to interview Senator Mullen at the Turning Point inaugural ball in 2025. He is a great pick. So it seems like folks are standing behind Trump's new appointee as a DHS secretary. I'm excited to see the great work that he'll get done. And this next one is kind of a sneak peek or a preview into exactly who President Donald Trump just put in Kristi Noem's spot.
Anyways, I ranted too long. Let's talk about some.
Yes, you did.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask your opinion on that. And if I cared about your opinion, I would ask you, but I don't care about your opinion.
Well,
you're part of the system. You're part of the problem. You've been sitting here longer than I've even been alive. This is your problem. You should have fixed this a long time ago. You've been railing on it so long. What have you been doing?
I've decided not to run for Surgeon General. You're the nominee. I've decided not to accept that nominee.
That is definitely something we would never accept.
There's the guy. There's Senator Mark Wayne Mullen in action. This is just from late last month, February 25th of 2026. They're saying, America, say hello to your new DHS Secretary, Mark Wayne Mullen. Thank you, Kristi Noem, for all your hard work. And we can't say enough about Kristi Noem's hard work. I mean, leading these different operations, cleaning up the streets. I'm pretty sure she was in on Operation Midway Blitz, Operation Metro Surge. She's been all over the country trying to make America great again. So can't say enough good about Kristi Noem. The Dems, they just could not get over her. They had to have one of Trump's picks removed from office. And I want to end this on the moment that folks are saying lost Kristi Noem her job. Check this one out. It kind of makes President Donald Trump look bad in a sense, and I believe that's why he ultimately ended up switching her position out, because it just seems like she was not prepared for the question. So check this one out right here. It's on the budget and misspending.
The president approved ahead of time you spending $220 million running TV ads across the country in which you are featured prominently.
Yes, sir. We went through the legal processes, did it correctly.
Did the president know you were going to do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
He did?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
And one thing, Senator, I think would be helpful to know is how effective that communications has been. That
Well, they were
overwhelmingly
effective in your name recognition. I mean, I personally just, I mean, to me, it puts the president in a terribly awkward spot. And and I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. It's just hard for me to believe, knowing the president, as I do, that you said, Mr. President, here's some ads I've cut and I'm going to spend $220 million running them, that he would have agreed to that. I don't think Russ Vought at OMB would have agreed to that. It's something we have to defend. I'm on the Appropriations Committee. My research shows that you did not bid them out, that you pick, in fact, one of the people you picked, the strategy group, Safe America Media was a company formed 11 days before you picked them, and that the strategy group got most of the money, and the head of that is married to your former spokesperson. Look, we all have friends who are qualified. I'm not quibbling with that. It troubles me. A fifth to a quarter of $1 billion of taxpayer money when we're scratching for every penny and we're fighting over rescission packages. I just can't agree with, Madam Secretary. Are you still running those ads?
No, Senator, I did not have anything to do with picking those contractors. I know politicals at the Department of Homeland Security did.
I understand. Are you
Mayor
still running
officials
those
followed
ads?
the competitive bid process for
Are you
that.
still running
Everything
those ads?
I think the ads are due to end here in March, I think within a week or two. I'm not sure of the end date. The one that is running is focusing on angel families. Have you seen that? It is the one that's talking about this is our why. This is why we work every day.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Oh my goodness, we're seeing that the Dems have finally gotten what they wanted, and it's still not enough. They're not satisfied. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem is no longer in that spot as the Secretary of Homeland Security, but somehow the Dems are finding something else to complain about. DHS as a whole is now a problem for them. They're saying that we need to dismantle the entire agency. I mean, come on now, guys. Having to work with us a little bit. I mean, President Donald Trump has already bent the knee by moving Kristi Noem out of that spotlight seat to a lesser known position, you know, somewhere where she can thrive and do great work, because I'm not knocking Kristi Noem as the DHS secretary. It sounds like she did a wonderful, fantastic job all the way up into the point where she spent $220 million on ad campaigns, and most of these ads featured her. One of them had her on the back of a horse, and she was riding through a state park, and that's just not what we need to be spending, appropriating our funds for, especially when you see that President Donald Trump has made it a great effort to cut spending and budget better for the American people. So I think that's where she kind of got herself into a bit of trouble. And then on top of that, you see in that meeting, she didn't really own up or take any type of accountability. She kind of tried to throw it all on to President Donald Trump to say, well, he's the one that green lighted this. And that's where you can get yourself into a world of trouble. I mean, you don't implicate your boss in mistakes that you've made. It just doesn't look good for the team as a whole. And I know Trump, his administration considered this one pretty deeply, and this was the right move to make. I'm excited to see what Senator Mark Wayne Mullen can do in that seat. I already know he's an America First patriot. He is always working to make sure that we're great in his state of Oklahoma. He's got a lot of good things done. So I can only imagine things he's going to get done as the Secretary of DHS. And also, I want on like a totally unrelated note, I feel like Attorney General Pam Bondi better watch out. And that's just coming from someone who is seeing the news, what's buzzing around the net. It's not looking good on her part either. And she might get worse of a treatment than what Kristi Noem got. I feel like Kristi Noem got let down pretty easily. I mean, she got another position. She's not out of a job completely. President Donald Trump compensated her well. But Attorney General Pam Bondi has been kind of dragging her feet all throughout this first year of Trump's second term. So a lot of eyes on Pam Bondi right now. I know she's got a subpoena over her head right now. She just got subpoenaed by Representative Nancy Mace to come in front of the Oversight Committee and testify for her non-release of all the files relating to Epstein. So I'm gonna continue to follow that one pretty closely as well. I just see a lot of correlations between the two, except for the fact that it seems like Attorney General Pam Bondi is actually not doing the job that she was tasked with. So that's one that's developing also, guys. I just thought I'd throw that in there. And if you guys want a little deeper dive into that subpoena on Pam Bondi, check it out on the RetroStef alert channel. Just type that into your search or go onto my profile page, scroll to the bottom. You'll see the channel down there below. Check it out and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on that channel as well. We're trying to get that thing up and rolling. It's going to be exciting, rapid developments, on the fly news, up-to-date alerts. So definitely go check that one out, even if you guys are not interested in what's going on with Pam Bondi. But now is the time, y'all. I want you guys to let me know what your thoughts are on this latest move from President Donald Trump with DHS Secretary Kristi Noem now being moved to another position. Now he's put Senator Mark Wayne Mullen in her spot. Let me know, is this DHS Secretary Kristi Noem being fired, or is this her being switched to a safer position out of the spotlight so that she's not under so much scrutiny? Definitely let me know what you guys are thinking. And before you get out of here, if you guys could, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd enjoy more content like this coming from your boy RetroStef, catch you guys on the next week.